Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Appel. Dr. Armstrong. Mr. Birkin. Mr. Castile. Ms. Champagne. Dr. Clark. Mr. Harris. Mr. Hollis. Ms. Holloway. Ms. Mellerin. Mr. Morris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is our invocation. This morning, that's going to be led by Bishop Charles Wallace. Bishop Wallace, come forward, please, sir. If we could stand. Thank you, Bishop Wallace. And we got Mr. Andrew Corville, who's going to lead us with the pledge. Mr. Corville. Thank you, Mr. Corville. First item, please.
Item 2.1, approval of the agenda.
Could I get a motion, please? Ms. Champagne, and a second. Mr. Castile, thank you. Any comments on the motion? Go ahead. Hearing no comments, motion passes. Mr. Birkin?
Just a point of privilege, Mr. President. Thank you. I wanted to recognize, we have a group from my district, Dr. Lisa Morgan, administrator of LaGrange, and educators. I wish they were here for a little different reason, but I wanted to recognize all in the white shirts, and thank you all for being here.
Senator Appel?
Thank you. I'd like to recognize a very dear friend of mine who I can't see in the audience. I hope he's still here. Larry Dale, who is the executive director of the Jefferson Business Council. He's gone? Oh, he's gone. Well, anyway. And he was also a longtime member of the Jefferson School Board and chairman of the school board in Jefferson Parish. So sorry he's gone, but Mr. Garvey can deliver the message, and I recognized him. Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you. Any other members? Ms. Mellerin?
Yes, I would like to recognize some community partners that have made the journey down here today. Community partners play an important role in Louisiana's K-12 engagement framework by connecting students, families.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't follow the protocol. We need a motion for this item.
Sorry.
Can I get a motion, please? Ms. Holloway, in a second. Dr. Clark? Oh, okay. So could we get it read into the record, please?
Item 3.1, consideration of the recognition of community partners. Ms.
Great.
Mellerin.
Thank you for that. And then we've got Ms. Holloway and Dr. Clark with the motions. Ms. Mellerin, you have the floor.
Great. Now, start over. Well, I'd like to recognize Bank of Montgomery and Bentler Steel and Tube. As I was saying, Louisiana's community partners play a critical role in our K-12 engagement framework. They connect students, families, and staff to expanded learning opportunities and resources. Our community partners provide strengthened programs within our schools, innovative classroom experiences, and maximize student learning and development. For those reasons, I'd like to recognize Northwest Louisiana Community Partners, Bank of Montgomery, and Bentler Steel. Myself and everyone on BESE sincerely thank you for all that you do and your dedication to strengthening student learning and career development in Louisiana. Thank you so much for being here. Are there any representatives from those organizations that would like to stand? Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Next item, please.
Item 3.2, consideration of the recognition of the K-12 Attendance Award honorees.
Can I get a second? Ms. Mellorin, Ms. Champagne, Superintendent Brumley?
Yes, sir, Mr. Moore. So we are delighted to have a number of individuals in the audience today that deserve recognition, that deserve praise, and we're thankful that you all made the trip to be with us today so that we can do that for you and honor you. Ms. Kelly Stomps is going to work her way through a number of recognitions this morning, and Ms. Lacey is going to help with some of the logistics. But at this point, Ms. Stomps, you'll make the presentations.
Thank you, Dr. Brumley. The honorees will be standing when they are introduced, and then we would like to ask everybody to hold their applause until all honorees from each award group have been recognized. At that same time, we'll be asking the honorees to come forward to take a group picture for their award program. First to be recognized are the perfect attendance honorees. These three students have not missed a single day of instruction from kindergarten through 12th grade. At the graduation ceremony, they were honored with gold attendance medallions and blue honor awards. The first student with us today is Andrew Formill from Rebellion Parish. Our next student is Madeline Young from St. James Parish. Honorees, you may now come forward for your picture.
Next item is 3.3, consideration of the recognition of the aspiring principal fellows.
Next, we will recognize 53 aspiring principal leaders from across the state, many of whom are present with us today. The Aspiring Principal Fellowship supports the development of aspiring school leaders. The department launched a pilot cohort in 2021-2022, and the group we honor today represents the third cohort. During this year, these honorees have studied best practices with regional experts, participated in school visits, and reflected on their own leadership practices in preparation to serve in the principal's role. They are exiting this fellowship with a robust leadership portfolio, the guidance of some of Louisiana's most successful principals, and a strong network of lifelong colleagues. Here with us today are Alan Lee III from Acadia Parish, Laura Arcement, Acadia Parish, Maya Taylor, East Feliciana Parish, Ashley Johnson Green, Iberia Parish, Monica Holden Irving, Iberville Parish, Stacy Dickens, Jefferson Davis Parish, Carrie Solari, Jefferson Davis Parish, Tisha Whittington, Jefferson Davis Parish, Kenya Chevis, Lafayette Charter Foundation, Brittany Williams, Lafayette Parish, LaShonda Jones, Morehouse Parish, Anna Redding, Washita Parish, Robin Wilhite, Washita Parish, Tanya Burgess, Point Capee Parish, Don Albert, Point Capee Parish, Kristen Charlie, St. Charles Parish, Courtney Bolding, West Carroll Parish, and Stephanie Johnson, West Carroll Parish. Congratulations to our aspiring principal fellows. Thank you. You can make it back to you.
Thank you. Next item, please. Okay, we need a motion for each item. And can I get a motion, please? Ms. Champagne, Mr. Castile, thank you.
Okay, now ready. Item 3.4, consideration of the recognition of the Louisiana State Seal of Biliteracy Exemplary High Schools.
In 2014, the Louisiana legislature adopted a statute instituting the State Seal of Biliteracy. Some of the aims of the Louisiana State Seal of Biliteracy are listed on the slide. In 2024, 64 schools and 24 school systems awarded graduating seniors with the Louisiana State Seal of Biliteracy. In total, 1,095 graduating seniors across the state have received this important recognition. This year, 23 high schools are being recognized as exemplary for having at least 5% of their graduating class earn the Louisiana State Seal of Biliteracy. We are proud to recognize the following schools: Dutchtown High School, Ascension Parish; Airline High School, Bossier Parish; Caddo Magnet High School, Caddo Parish; St. Louis Catholic High School, Calcasieu Parish; Baton Rouge Magnet High School, East Baton Rouge Parish; Catholic High School, East Baton Rouge Parish; LSU Laboratory School, East Baton Rouge Parish; St. Joseph Academy, East Baton Rouge Parish; New Iberia Senior High School, Iberia Parish; Haynes Advanced Academy, Jefferson Parish; Kenner Discovery Health Sciences Academy, Jefferson Parish; Metairie Park Country Day School, Jefferson Parish; Lafayette High School, Lafayette Parish; Louisiana School for Math, Science, and the Arts, Natchitoches Parish; Benjamin Franklin High School, Orleans Parish; Lycée Français de la Nouvelle-Orléans, Orleans Parish; The Willow School, Orleans Parish; St. Frederick High School, Ouachita Parish; Alexandria Country Day School, Rapides Parish; Destrehan High School, St. Charles Parish; Episcopal School of Acadiana, St. Martin Parish; Fontainebleau High School, St. Tammany Parish; Hammond High Magnet School, Tangipahoa Parish. Congratulations to our honorees.
Okay, that's the,
There's more. They're doing some more photos.
So, Mr. Castile, if you could help me out, I'm advised that we need a motion for that particular item as well. We were missing one set of motions. So if I could get a motion for that one, thank you. Ms. Champagne, thank you for the second. I think we're caught up now. Thank you.
okay. So we now have item 3.6, consideration of the recognition of the U.S. Department. All right. 3.5, I'm sorry. Consideration of the recognition of the Louisiana State World Languages Immersion Site Certification.
All right, now can I get a motion? Mr. Harris, thank you. Ms. Armstrong, thank you for that second. All right.
Now we're on
Beginning
track.
in the 2012-2013 school year, in accordance with state statute, BESE developed and implemented a process to certify foreign language immersion education programs as a means to provide statewide standards for foreign language immersion programs and assist in establishing and maintaining high-quality, highly effective programs in schools and school systems. The application process to become a Louisiana State Certified World Language Immersion Site is one that is rigorous and requires a true commitment. The process consists of 3 components: questionnaires, Louisiana Certified World Language Immersion Site Visit Rubric, and a site visit audit. It is my pleasure to recognize these 8 schools that have received this honor this year. Fairview Elementary School, Calcasieu Parish. Geraldine Boudreaux Elementary School, Jefferson Parish. Hines Charter School, Lakeview Campus, Orleans Parish. Hines Charter School, UNO Campus, Orleans Parish. International School of Louisiana, Dixon Campus, Type 2 Charter. International School of Louisiana, West Bank Campus, Type 2 Charter. International School of Louisiana, Uptown Campus, Type 2 Charter. Lycée Français de la Nouvelle-Orléans, Priestley Campus, Type 2 Charter. Congratulations to our honorees.
Thank you for those extra accolades, Dr. Clark. Next item, please.
The next item is item 3.6, consideration of the recognition of the U.S. Department of Education Green Ribbon Schools.
Can I get a motion, please? Dr. Clark, thank you. Ms. Champagne, thank you.
We are excited today to recognize 2 Louisiana schools receiving the U.S. 2024's Department of Education's Green Ribbon Schools Award. Across the country, 41 schools, 10 districts, 3 post-secondary institutions, and 1 early learning center are being honored. These schools have demonstrated their achievements in 3 essential areas of school sustainability, known as the 3 pillars of EDGRS. 1, reduced environmental impact and cost. 2, improved health and wellness. And 3, effective environmental and sustainability education. Today's honorees are invited to a summer ceremony in Washington, D.C., where they will receive an honorary plaque and will have their efforts celebrated by national leaders. The first honoree today is Eva Lagarde Center for Coastal and Environmental Studies. Representing the school today are Principal Mr. Michael Butler and Dr. Teresa Porter, the Executive Director of Innovative Schools. The 2 lead teachers are Ms. Tyler Colson and Ms. Stacy Watts. Eva Lagarde champions the use of STEM laboratories to engage students in initiatives such as composting, tending the garden, cultivating and donating produce to the local food bank, and nourishing class pets. Educators work with Louisiana State University's College of the Coast and Environment to create project-based learning activities. The school is also partnered with the Pontchartrain Conservancy for litter removal projects. Our next honoree is Park Forest Middle Creative Sciences and Arts Magnet. Dr. Curtis Walker serves as the principal but was unable to make today's meeting. Representing the school are Assistant Principal Sherelle Nora, STEM Facilitator Courtney Holden, Magnet Director Casey Womack, and Aquaponics Instructor Christina Weathersby. This school provides students the opportunity to explore, examine, and engage in community-related STEM projects and initiatives to foster academic achievement and post-secondary opportunities. Lessons are geared towards project-based learning to provide a sense of learning by doing, with a focus on problem solving to improve the communities in which their families reside. On the whole, all students understand the significance of supporting their community and to inspire learning in STEM careers so students may become productive citizens in a global community. Congratulations to our 2 Louisiana 2024 U.S. Department of Education's Green Ribbon School honorees.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Next item is item 4.1, approval of the minutes from April 15, 2024.
Thank you. Can I get a motion? Mr. Birkin. Thank you, Senator Appel. Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, item passes. Next item, please.
Next item is 5.1, report of the State Superintendent of Education.
Can I get a motion, please? No motion.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
Thank you.
Just very, very briefly, I just want to acknowledge the teachers across the state of Louisiana that attended our Teacher Leader Summit this year in New Orleans. It was the largest event we've ever held. We had over 7,000 educators. When they're supposed to be on their summer break, they're in class every day from basically 8 in the morning to almost 5 in the evening. The sessions were geared towards our priority areas, and it was a real success. I want to thank the members of the board who were able to engage either personally by being there, or I know some of you helped visit some virtually through radio interviews. But I want to just congratulate my team, too, on an outstanding summit, and I think that it was well received across the state. And now the learnings from that event have to move forward into the classrooms in this upcoming year. So just want to make that report, Mr. Morris, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any comments? Senator Appel?
I'd like to echo the superintendent's words. I went to the opening ceremony. It was impressive for those of you who didn't attend it. I mean, there was a sea of faces, and they were all excited and all pumped up. And I didn't attend any of the seminars, but it looked like they were well attended. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone who worked, because that was a monumental task to undertake. So good job, and keep it up. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Appel. Thank you for that, Senator Appel. Members, other comments? All right, hearing none. Next item, please.
The next item is 6.1, reports from members of BESE, Statutory and Legislative Task Force Council appointees.
All right, can I get a motion, please? Mr. Burke, no motion required. Okay. Members, any updates? Ms. Holloway?
Yes, thank you. The Accountability Commission meets September 16th at 1 p.m. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Champagne?
Committee will meet on July 31st.
Thank you for that. Members, other comments? Mr. Birkin?
The MFP Task Force will begin meetings in August on the 4 areas of the MFP, starting at our August BESE meetings.
Thank you for that. Other updates, members?
And
Dr. Clark?
The STAR Task Force for Truancy meets on June 21st at 9 a.m.
Good to hear, good to hear. A lot of good updates. Any other members? All right, I just had one. The Special School District Board met for their quarterly meeting, and happy to report that Superintendent David Martin made his 1-year mark. We completed the performance assessment for his 1 year, and he exceeded those expectations. So we thank Superintendent Martin for his service and look forward to the next year. That's the extent of my update. Next item, please.
The next item is 7.1, Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee. Mr. Appel.
Thank you. On behalf of the Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 26, noting that motion 12 is a notice of intent and pulling motion 13 as a read item.
All right. Can I get a second? Ms. Mellerin, do we have any comment from the board?
I do.
Ms. Holloway?
President Morris, I want to ask about the one-pager about the Bamberg bill. Is it in this document, the provisions? And can somebody direct me about that? Supposedly there was a one-pager yesterday, but I didn't see it. It's my, because there was so much going on.
Ashley, do we have a one-pager?
Can I please have that? If it's not in this document. Somebody needs to-
She's passed.
The one-pager, and also, I'd like to see the motion that was made by Dr. Clark, which we didn't have it in writing yesterday.
That's going to be for the read item that we pulled. We're clearing all the other stuff first. We'll clear it, and then we're going to read the motion. Yes, we're going to read motion 13.
Okay, please help me. What did you just hand to me? Is that the one-pager? Does everybody have this one-pager? Pardon?
I think that was from yesterday.
That was passed out, yes. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, thank you, I appreciate
Mr.
that.
Castile, did you need a copy as well? Okay, could we get Mr. Castillo a copy as well? Ms.
Just
Holloway,
hand it.
Ms. Holloway, do you have anything else?
Yes, sir. Well, I think, Dr. Clark, you answered your motion.
We're going to read it.
We're going to review because I haven't
And then-
seen it. I hadn't had it in writing, and I want to make sure I was clear on what was being asked. Is that okay?
Sure. Do we have clarification on the request?
Is it in writing?
Yes, so the policy has been passed out for the read item when we read it into the record.
Okay, so that's the next item? Okay, that'll be the next item, Ms. Holloway.
If we can clear all the others.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, I think we got one public comment, actually, two public comments on item 7.1. Mr. Charles Michel and Dr. Lisa Morgan. If you would, come forward.
Good morning. Disregard the shirt, I'm here for myself today.
Okay. Well, welcome back,
Thank you
and if
very
you
much.
would,
It's always a pleasure
please
to be well.
please identify yourself for the record.
I beg your pardon? Yes, thank you very much. I thought about the whole evaluation process last night when I was hearing the comments, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm a retired educator, 34 years in the field, and I haven't really kept up with it. I do know, however, it's always a source of turmoil. What I heard yesterday with the comments was that there were some people truly that were here expressing concern about just change in general. And change is not always a bad thing, so we need to just learn how to accept it and move forward. However, I had some concerns about some of the comments that I heard about the change.
I'm sorry, do you have your microphone turned on?
Yes, it's on. Is that better?
I think maybe try the other one. And we need to get that fixed before the next meeting. I'm tired of hearing about it, frankly.
All right. Some of the concerns that I heard yesterday were from superintendents of school systems. And one of them that I think struck me the most was the fact that the calculator seems to be in question. And that may have been fixed, I don't know. But if the calculator can't replicate results, or if they give second results and they say the reason that the results are different is because it's in flaw, it's hard for me to understand how you can expect school systems to go wholeheartedly into this change when it doesn't appear to be fleshed out as much as it needs to be. The other thing that someone indicated was that the whole shift of education based on this new evaluation system is going to have to change. We worked very hard in the state of Louisiana to move from just focusing on and valuing university pathway students and going with career and technology pathway as well. It seems to me, based on what I heard yesterday, that this may do something to annihilate that. Then other concerns I had were when I was listening to some of the business people and they were saying, this is what we want, this is so we can keep people in Louisiana. Every time we've proposed a change to the school accountability system or to the teacher accountability system, it's always been the business community wants this. They want to be able to give confidence to people that are coming to work for them. So we do it. And then every time, after a matter of years, well, that's not working. We don't like that anymore because people are leaving. So we keep chasing the same dog. And it's not helping the kids in Louisiana at all. It doesn't help the administration in Louisiana. It doesn't help the State Department of Ed. We need to be able to figure out what we need for kids, how we can get an accurate reflection of information for parents so that kids' results and school results can be factually shown, not what this is here. And the last thing I'm going to say is when I heard Dr. Bendalee talking yesterday about we've already worked on this for 28 months. How much time do you need? Well, I'm here to propose to you that perhaps if she's been involved in this for 28 months, then this is the best she can come up with, then this is truly reflective of the work she did in the State Department of Ed when she was employed here and creating the chaos that she went with. So I'm going to ask.
Let's keep it, excuse me, if we could just keep it to the facts, that
Well,
would be
that is a
good.
fact. Okay, but anyway, but that's all I wanted to say. So my hope is that you will consider at least some of what I've said and listen to the superintendents that have expressed concerns and valid concerns. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Morgan?
Good morning, members of the esteemed board. My name is Dr. Lisa Morgan, and I am the proud principal of LaGrange High School. I am here today with part of the members of my faculty and staff, members who are EOC teachers JROTC, Chief, Arts, Drama. We are here to voice concerns regarding the proposed accountability plan and its direct impact on the school community and students we serve. Our vast array of stakeholders, parents, teachers, and community members feel that this proposal is a little bit too rigid and will not only penalize staff, but also unfairly affect our students. Basically, basing on the 75% of the accountability of 6 end-of-course exams is unrealistic and, with all due respect, unacceptable. While standardized testing is an important tool, this level of emphasis overlooks the broader educational experiences and achievements of our students. It also places undue pressure on both students and teachers, which can hinder rather than help educational outcomes. I do understand that you guys have met and unanimously, as Mr. Berkins have told me today, that you've made a decision, but please listen. Furthermore, career and a technical education, CTE courses and programs are clearly being devalued under this plan. We have worked tirelessly since the inception of Jumpstart to equalize this pathway for our students, ensuring that they have a viable career option post-graduation. Ignoring the importance of these courses disregards the progress we've made and the critical skills our students have gained from CTE. Additionally, the complete omission of the arts in this proposal is concerning. The arts provide essential opportunities for creativity, expression, and cultural understanding. By sidelining these programs, it appears that the department and the board do not recognize their value despite the significant benefits they offer our students for development. Moreover, the ACT should be considered over end-of-course school exams as this is a standard our stakeholders desire. Students work hard to achieve competitive ACT scores, which have a direct impact on college admissions and scholarship. Forcing solely on passing 3 of the EOC exams does not align with the goals and aspirations of our students. The CTE credentials are very high wage and high demand, should stand alone and not be tied to apprenticeship and internships. Forcing students to complete these additional requirements take away from the overall high school experience. Our job is to graduate well-rounded students, and we should be rewarded in accountability structures for doing so. This proposed plan will drop our school letter grade to a D or maybe even an F. How do we communicate this to our stakeholders when this drop happens? And this is happening. It has nothing to do with the quality of the work that we're doing, but rather to the change in the structure of this placing of 75% of school performance scores on about 3% of our teachers. Our goal is to nurture well-rounded individuals who are prepared for the challenges of the future. And this proposal undermines that mission. I urge you to open your hearts, reconsider, and collaborate with educators to develop a more balanced and holistic accountability system that truly reflects the diverse talents and potentials of our students. Thank you so much for your time and consideration. Again, we're asking you to reconsider, open your hearts, and make accountability fair.
Thank you, Dr. Morgan. Okay, all right, please go ahead.
I'll now read motion 13. On motion of Dr. Clark, seconded by Ms. Mellorine, the Academic Goals and Instructional Improvement Committee recommends that the board direct the LDOE to amend the proposed revisions to Bulletin 111, the Louisiana School District and State Accountability System, to include the following. Section 1705 recognizes schools in the 90th percentile for growth in reading, ELA, mathematics, science, or social studies, And Section 1715 shows all scores for every indicator on the report card.
Thank you for that. Now we've included Dr. Clark's motion. Great, thank you. All right, any additional comments, members? All right, is there, Mr. Holloway?
Are we still on accountability? I
We're
mean,
still
it's
on
not about-
7-1.
It's not about the amendment.
But we're still on item 7.1. Did you have additional comments on item 7.1?
I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, districts are asking for the calculator, and they asked last week at the superintendent's meeting, and they were told they were going to receive, and they haven't received it yet. So it's for Dr. Bromley. Can you answer that? Can they receive their calculator by the end of the week? To give you some time?
Well, we're on Wednesday, so we'll definitely get it within the week, for sure. I mean, we
Yeah,
have,
this was last Thursday, they asked for it,
Yeah.
and they were told they were going to receive it, but they haven't yet. So
Sure.
they're asking, when will they receive the
sure,
calculator?
we can get it within the week.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate it. That's it, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Holloway. Any other comments, members? Okay, I need a motion to accept.
Accept the revisions as amended.
Accepting the revisions as amended. Mr. Harris, thank you. Mr. Birkin, a second. Is there any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes. Thank you. Next item, please.
The next item is 7.2, Board Administration and Education Finance Committee. Mr. Birkin.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Board Administration and Education Finance Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 49.
Thank you. Got a motion, Dr. Clark, Ms. Champagne. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
The next item is 7.3, Educator Effectiveness Committee. Ms. Holloway.
That would be
I
Ms.
pass
Clark.
it on to
You're going
Dr.
to pass it on to
Clark.
Dr. Clark now? You're going
Yes.
to try today, okay.
On behalf of the Educator Effectiveness Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 33, noting that motions 2 through 4 are notices of intent.
All right. Can I get a motion, please? In a second. Mr. Birkin, Ms. Armstrong, thank you. Is there any comment? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
Next item is 7.4, School Innovation and Turnaround Committee. Mr. Castile.
On behalf of the School Innovation and Turnaround Committee, I move to approve motions 1 through 4.
Ms. Mellerin, Ms. Champagne, thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
The next item is 8.1, consideration of the appointment of the interim BESE Executive Director.
All right, can I get a motion? Ms. Mellerin, Ms. Champagne, thank you. Where is Ms. Schilling? Looking for Ms. Schilling. Was she able to make it down?
She was here, she stepped out.
All right. I'll go ahead and kick the conversation off then.
This was to appoint the interim.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So,
So now we need to do 8.2.
mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next item is 8.2, consideration of a discussion regarding the search for the BESE Executive Director.
Can I get a motion? Dr. Armstrong, Mr. Birkin? All right. I'll kick that conversation off. Members, as you know, we began a search for the BESE Executive Director upon the retirement of Ms. Davis. We reached out to Ms. Cheryl Schilling, who's the HR Director for the Division of Administration. Ms. Schilling posted the job. After 2 weeks, we got 19 responses. And Ms. Schilling also shared with us a job description for the position, which her department had developed prior to our search process. And then each of you have been forwarded a copy of the applicant's responses in addition to a description of the job. So the guidance that we've been given from BESE Council, Ms. LaGrue, is that here's an opportunity for us to discuss that job description. Members, if you had any additional comment or the public had any comment on the job description, here's an opportunity to discuss that before we go into executive session and discuss the individual applicants. So if there's any comments on the job description, here's your opportunity. Okay, I don't hear any, but Ms. Schilling, if you would, please identify yourself, and maybe you could give the board a little background on our process.
Good morning, board members. I'm Cheryl Schilling. I'm the Human Resources Director for the Division of Administration. Our office also handles human resources activities for BESE as well, and have done for a number of years now. So basically, where we are at this point is once the
Can't hear.
am I too quiet?
Is it? No, it's on.
It was
Push
on.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, closer maybe.
I attend a lot of board meetings in here, and this microphone is always a problem. So once the executive director position became vacant, we proceeded with posting that vacancy to the public through our regular process for human resources, which includes publishing it on the Civil Service NeoGov website. We publish classified and unclassified positions there pretty regularly, and it's an opportunity to get it out to a large number of people and receive those applications electronically, which is a much quicker process than I'm sure you can imagine with paper copies of applications and resumes and such. So once we received those applications, there were 19 in full. We reviewed the applications based on the criteria that had been established previously in the position description for the job, which I believe you have a copy of. And we basically sorted those into people who met the qualifications, those were who were fully exceeding the qualifications, who were preferred in our mind, and then those who met the qualifications but did not have excessive qualifications. Last week, I believe, I provided to all of the board members by email a copy of the position description, a copy of the job posting, how the advertisement went out to the public, and then also all of the applications, all 19 applications that we received back.
Thank you for that. Members, any questions for Ms. Schilling about the process? Ms. Holloway?
Yes, if I may ask about the job description, the information that we received. There were 3 attachments. One was the job description. Is that right?
Yes, the position description, right.
Position description. And then the second attachment was also job description with whatever processes you were requesting.
Right.
Correct? And then the third were all the applications. Okay.
Correct.
The question I have when I previewed the job description and the request that went out were 2 different documents. Can you explain that?
Yes, so basically the way our postings work, posting meaning an advertisement for a vacancy, soliciting applications. We don't include the entire position description. We provide some samples of the duties to give people a general idea of what the work looks like.
Sure.
And then we identify the qualifications that we expect to see for a qualified candidate.
Okay.
So they won't look exactly the same.
Which I
information is
noted because I
developed.
was familiar with the previous. However, the qualifications are different. It was updated. I'll say the previous job description qualifications do not match the new. So if I were to apply, I'm looking at 2 different qualifications.
Basically, we worked with Mr. Morris and just kind of tweaked the language to clarify what the expectations for the role were.
The expectations were there, but what I'm asking is the qualifications. I'll give you a perfect example. It says requiring a master's degree on the previous job description. The new says master's degree plus 5 years, and it went on to give other qualifications that's not on the previous. That was quite confusing to me. If I was applying, I'm going, okay, then this previous one says this, I need a master's, didn't say anything about 5 years experience and other things that are on the new. So I would question, like, okay, which is which?
Okay.
Do I apply with a master's without experience, or?
One thing I will clarify too is that position description is not published as part of the posting for soliciting applications. The only thing that's published is that posting that you received that shows what information was advertised for the vacancy.
So can we say that the one that was posted for applying is the new job description? Because it is different.
It is different. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the new job description because, again, it doesn't include all of the detail. It includes general examples of the types of work in the position description.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holloway. Any members, any other questions for Ms. Schilling while she's at the table? Okay. Do we have any public comment? No public comment? Ms. Schilling, thank you so much for coming down today. Appreciate your help with this. We have a motion. No further comment. Is there any opposition to the motion? Hearing none. Next item, please. We'll come back to it. Let's go to executive session first.
All right. So the next item is 9.1, consideration of executive session to discuss the professional competence or character of the applicants for the BESE Executive Director position.
Can I get a motion to go to executive session? Senator Appel, Mr. Harris, thank you. Is there any public comment board discussion on this matter before we take a roll call vote? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Appel? Yes. Dr. Armstrong? Yes. Mr. Birkin? Yes. Mr. Castile? Yes. Ms. Champagne? Yes. Dr. Clark? Yes. Mr. Harris? Yes. Mr. Hollis? Yes. Ms. Holloway? Yes. Ms. Mellering? Yes. Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you. I'll advise the audience that we'll be in executive session for the length of time necessary for the discussion. No votes will be taken while the committee is in executive session. All votes will be made in public. Additionally, public disclosure is not required of matters discussed in a properly held executive session. At this time, the meeting stands in recess to go into executive session. Thank you. All right, thanks, everyone. We need a motion to return to executive session. Can I get a motion to reconvene the meeting and continue with the regular order of the agenda to vote on the items discussed in executive session? Can I get a motion? Mr. Harris, and a second, Mr. Birkin. Thank you. So members, we've had some good discussion with guidance from BESE Counsel Amanda LeGroux. So I'd like to call Ms. LeGroux to the table to again help the public appreciate the guidance that the board has received in compliance with public meeting law for this work process. Ms. LeGroux?
Good morning. Amanda LeGroux, Assistant Attorney General. So basically what the board can do today is, having considered the applications, the board can either narrow down the applicants to some select applicants that they'd like to consider further and then conduct further interviews in an open meeting. The board could assign a committee to do the interview process and then make a recommendation to the board. Or if the board wanted to make a vote today on an applicant, the board can do that as well.
Thank you, Ms. LeGroux. So one of the things that we were advised by Ms. Schilling was, and maybe Ms. Schilling, could you come back and join us too as well? If you would, just again, give us an update on your work, briefly, your work process and the point that you got us to. I'd appreciate it.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, we published the vacancy, received 19 applications, and then based on the qualifications that were published in the posting, we sorted those applications into basically three categories, actually. Those who did not meet the qualifications as they were published. Those who did meet the qualifications but did not significantly exceed the qualifications, and then a smaller group of 5 who were highly qualified and significantly exceeded the qualifications as they were published. And so that ranking, for lack of a better way to put it, has been provided to the board.
Thank you for that. Mr. Castile?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to move that in consideration of the work of the HR team in identifying 5 preferred candidates that we schedule a special meeting to interview those 5 candidates. I'd like to announce as a part of this motion those 5 candidates, but that we would have a special meeting at a later date to conduct an interview. Those 5 identified preferred candidates are Alan Grant, Saber Kingham, James Pittman, Cortina Roberts, and Tavares Walker. And that is my motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second? Ms. Champagne? Is there any discussion from the board? Is there any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. I'd like to ask Ms. Champagne, if you would, to lead us in that effort, to work with Ms. Schilling as appropriate and board members' availability to calendar that meeting, advise applicants, and then advise the board accordingly.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. All right. Is there any other discussion? All right, members, hearing none, we've closed out that item. We do need to go back to item 8.1. So would ask you to read item 8.1 from our agenda, please.
8.1, consideration of the appointment of the interim BESE Executive Director.
Thank you. So members, we need to, as I understand it, we need to ratify that appointment. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Poe for the service that she's provided. Done an excellent job and just really appreciate that. So thank you and the BESE team for that. And then I'd like to ask for a motion for that ratification.
So moved,
Mr. Castillo, a
So
second.
moved.
Ms. Holloway, thank you for that. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, motion passes. Next item, please.
That concludes the agenda.
Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you.